رب اجعل هذا البلد آمنا. It says, may God protect this country.
It's the day in my life where I'm actually sitting across my idol. The legacy that you carry and the future that you're building, it's going to be there in the books forever.
I've always been in love with calligraphy, and I never felt that it's been translated well in the jewellery. I decided that I wanted to do more in designing. I want to support young designers, not just be designer and do my own thing.
Are you also planning to open a school?
It's under construction now. The trend is going back to classics. These have more value than buying. I don't do stacking. I think it's humiliating to the jewellery to stack them on top of each other. Pearl teaches you patience.
Do you believe that there's a non-glamorous side of pearl trading? Welcome to another episode on the Jewellery Pod. This podcast represents UAE and its soul. Today's guest is Emirati businesswoman and jewelry designer. She hails from a family that has shaped the industry of pearls in the region and beyond. After taking almost 1 year break, she's ready to be back in the game with her new initiatives on education, her new collection which holds so much meaning, and her own philosophy, how she sees this world. Without further ado, let's join our hands to welcome Ms. Ghada Al Fardan on the Jewellery Pod. Welcome Ms. Ghada Al Fardan on the Jewellery Pod. It's my honor to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here, honestly, and excited to start our conversation.
I'm more than happy to cover that. As much as I'm really feeling it's the day in my life where I'm actually sitting across my idol, because I have seen your journey since I joined the industry myself, and it's phenomenal. The legacy that you carry and the future that you're building is not something we are just here to witness. It's going to be there in the books forever.
I hope so. I'm starting very, very small, as you can see. I'm carrying my family heritage, but I'm starting something small in a different scale of our heritage.
But it's very relevant for consumers of today. You're not creating articles to be kept in the locker. People would love to wear them and flaunt them around. So congratulations on your Hema collection.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
If we can start with Hema collection, how would you like to describe essence of this collection? And as much as I feel that brands nowadays are aware about having its own identity, every collection has its own story, and unless they have a meaning, consumers are very less likely to feel belonging to that collection. So tell us how the concept began.
As you know, we went through a rough time in all the GCC, not just in the UAE. And this made us think that we were in a very safe environment. We didn't go through what other countries actually going through. So sometimes, you think, do we underestimate our countries, and do we underestimate how our governments are giving us what we call it aman in Arabic? Safety, protection. We didn't notice this. They were always protecting us, and we're just sitting in our homes, sleeping, eating, working. Sometimes you think maybe this is a sign from God, so we don't underestimate what we have. Sometimes you forget the value of your countries. During that time, I had 2 of my daughters were outside the country studying. They were in a very difficult time because they are concerned about their parents, their siblings, their family, grandfather, uncles. They say, we try to explain that we are really okay, but the news tells you 1,000 missiles were rejected, 1,000, and that's what they hear. But we kept telling them, we had a video calls, we kept telling them, we are okay. We are at home, we are sleeping, we are just fine. So this is what made me think. So what should we do to dedicate it to our government, to our pilots who were on the air all the time? I wanted to do something. Does a map of the UAE do it? Then me and my team, we thought, okay, we kept saying this, رب اجعل هذا البلد آمنا, may protect our country. And never thought anyone thought to do it in a writing. So we decided to do it, and we called it collection Hema. Hema is from protection, as you know. So رب اجعل هذا البلد آمنا, it's from the Quran. It says, may God protect this country. So this is the best I can do to give to our government, to give to our rulers, to give to our pilots who are in the air till now, non-stop.
It's a beautiful way of gratitude. And what could be a more amazing way than expressing as an artist yourself, who has an artistic vision for jewelry, for life, and philosophy. So I really love about everything about it. I do a good homework before talking to my guests. And as much as I was reading about the collection, I never felt that I am reading about the jewelry. So again, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
As you mentioned, your roots are from Doha.
Yes.
And coming from a legacy holder family that holds beautiful history of more than centuries, how it shaped you and your vision?
I did my Hema collection. I did it after studying the prices and after making sure I want everyone to be able to wear it. When you say this is a price wise. But I didn't do it to sell. I wanted people to wear my art, my creation. So I've always been in love with calligraphy. As you can see in my house, there's a lot of calligraphy. Me and my husband, we loved calligraphy. And I never felt that it's been translated well in the jewelry, not the way with the original Arabic writing and Islamic writing, because so many people are a bit concerned, especially to write the calligraphy with the Islamic writing. You have to really know the Arabic handwriting to understand how to do it correctly.
Let me wrap my head around this. That unrest started on 28th of Feb. My family and my friends were having good time at our home, and unfortunately my view of the balcony is as such we could see the interceptions. It was such a sinking moment for us, and now we are standing in July. But that's a really fast time that you just conceptualize the collection, you made it relatable, it holds meaning, it holds culture, and here we are sitting with beautiful pieces. And also coming back to your family, and you told that you got also some remarks that this is all you're doing. So I believe still there's a room for when people say less is more.
Yes, this is what I'm trying to convince. And also I wanted to open the door for customizing. So this is a start of a line, but with this piece you can have any writing you want. Unfortunately, I had a close friend a few days ago. Both parents passed away in a very short period. Like the father passed away, then 2 days later the mother passed away. So she was devastated, and she said to me, "What from this collection you can give me to help me?" Yeah, and I told her, "What do you want? Ayatul Kursi? You want? Let me know what you want." And she said, "Could you put my both parents' name in one piece?" I said, "Yes, of course we can do that." And she said, "Yeah, I just want to wear it and keep it in my heart all the time."
That's really emotional.
It's more of touching people's feeling. I have my mother-in-law. I know she always likes Ayatul Kursi. She likes to wear it. And I told her, "I'm going to make it for you." And she loves the turquoise. "I'm going to make it for you with Ayatul Kursi." She said, No, I want Rabbi Ja'al Hada al-Balad Aminan. It really makes me feel calm, this part of Quran.
Isn't this beautiful?
Yes. So I enjoy hearing these remarks. I feel it's different than just putting a full collection in a retail store. I felt it's already time for someone from the family to come with something different concept.
As much as you believe in yourself and your legacy, we as audience and people from the jewelry industry look up to you and your family to give something to look up to, where we can see meaning, where we can see industry taking different shape. Because talking about taking shape, Al Fardans are responsible for how people or world sees pearls in across the region. If I imagine your childhood, I see a very happy girl playing around pearls, exotic pearls, with all the resources in the world that are there for you to learn and grow. So how was it for you to experience that in person, and what your earlier days used to look like?
Honestly, I came in a very good time of my father's age, because he really worked hard, and during the time I was born, it's the time that he came back to actually really buying pearls and trading with pearls seriously. Before he started, as you know, he went to Qatar and started as a banker. So he had to really work hard to earn money. So in the 70s, he was starting to be more comfortable, late 70s. So this is the time I was born. Our rooms were upstairs, but he had his majlis, and he had a lot of seated pearl trading, the really famous
The
ones.
traditional one. With the
Traditional
wooden
ones.
table,
And
the
because
weighing scale.
because I was the youngest, I was a kid. So I used to go in and out and don't understand, and the other men who's with him working, they greet me, and I sit next to my dad, sit on his lap. So he allows me in because I was just a child, and he let me stay. So now when I recall my memories, I said I didn't understand how important this was. It looked to me like
Child's play.
yeah, just stuff
every
on
day for you.
just pearls on the table. It's fine, everyone has it. But then when I grew older, I'd say these are very important.
The one I recall where actually Mr. Hussein Al Fardan sits, it got various collections of pearls and some most rare pearls across the world.
We had one very important interview, and it's one of my favorite photos actually. So it was for, I can't remember, it was like a British magazine, and they wanted me actually to put my hand in the pearl and grab it like a sand, and we had to demonstrate this several times until I got the right thing. And I remember the feeling that when I put my hand in it, I thought, oh wow, it's so cold. It's just like.
And how it shaped you as a person who has a vision for design?
With the pearls, I think it's patient. Anything related to pearl is patient, because from the time or from the diving, from looking for the oysters, diving, living for 6 months in the sea, just sometimes to come out with one piece of pearl, it's challenging. So this teaches you, no matter what we think we are patient now and on those days, imagine how patient they were.
Lesser resources, more harsh conditions.
They're willing to dive for 6 months to earn what will feed them for the other 6 months of the year, because they start from spring till beginning of fall till September. So this is their working time. So that the rest of these, whatever they earn in this 6 months, will make them survive. But then it doesn't end. When they come after these 6 months, at the beginning people said, okay, the pearl trader is the luxury part of the pearl diving. It's not. Okay, he owns the dhows, he employs the divers, he employs the whole crew, but then he needs to feed the full crew by going and looking how he's going to sell these pearls. It's a lot of responsibility, like he's responsible for his family. If he doesn't sell, this family won't survive. His family and the rest of the crew's family.
So do you believe that there's a non-glamorous side of pearl trading?
Yes, yeah. The suffering part, nobody saw it.
What kind of sufferings we're talking about?
The divers, sometimes they don't come. And the harsh of a lot of the divers who dived on those times, they can't hear. They lost their hearing caused of the pressure. My grandfather, my both grandfathers, my grandfather to my father was also a pearl trader. My grandfather to my mother was a pearl trader. My grandfather to my father, he lived really long. He was very healthy. He was a strong man. But in his life, in order to survive this business, at some stage of his life, he lived in India for 2 years and leaving his family back home, his wife, his kids, So this is also non-glamorous part. It was for him, it's work. He had to work. But his family, they were on their own. The suffering of they were going in debt sometimes when they couldn't sell. My grandfather Ibrahim, he came actually not in the prime of the natural pearl. He came towards the end of it. So my great grandfathers, they are the one who lived the glory period. But my grandfather, because I don't believe it was only the culture pearl coming. I think it was the World War I, World War II. Because what they say, this is distracted people from buying natural pearl. But when I'm searching it from my knowledge, our main clients who buy the natural pearls, which is the British kingdoms, they never wore culture pearls.
India for that matter.
And the Indians too. Indians, Maharaja, ruler family. Never, until now, Indians will never even look at culture pearls.
As much as it holds importance in Arabic culture, it holds equally important in Indian culture as well.
Yeah, so I don't think it's the culture pearl. I think it's the war that exhausted the finance of either the British Kingdom or also the change of the governments. You know, the Maharaja left, then there was a Republican, then there's all these changes. That's what affected, and I don't think it was really mentioned that strongly. They keep accusing the culture pearl, but there was a lot of other factors that got involved. It came at the same period. That's why it affected.
Madam Ghada, you have seen the transition. You have seen how families and countries evolved in this trade. The story of cultural pearl is often used by high brands. I don't want to name them here. But what I know that you have seen all phases of this trade. We have seen the beautiful period when internationally it was being traded and Gulf was the only region from where these beautiful pearls used to be sourced. Can you let us know when exactly these countries starting making money out of pearl?
We did some search and it took us back to really longer. And the first people who started diving for pearls is Indians in our region. And as I was told, it's around the 18th century, which is shocking. How did they come and how did they know that there is something like this here?
Before this becomes National Geographic
Yes,
conversation,
yes.
I would like to come back to present time. I was reading about you and got to know that you have also read political science and economics.
Yes, that's why I went to the political part of.
What are your new initiatives?
During university, I studied political science. It's been a while ago, but I think when we study political science, there is also we study economics. So I think studying economics actually helped me when I was working in our Dubai office and helped me how to start my business. I think it's different than studying business. It helps you think globally and helps you start looking in business and from different aspects, not just from, okay, I'm going to do it and sell it. In end of December, I decided that I wanted to do more in designing. I couldn't be the same creative person that I started with. So I decided to resign from my position and dedicate my time to, it's not just designing. The whole idea I came out with is I want to support young designers, not just be designer and do my own thing. So I heard this from several times. They said, okay, if we are designers, how we know that we can actually come out with something? So a lot of big brands, did like workshops or like mini academies, but the whole complaint from the students that they didn't get the full experience. And we talk about the full experience that those young designers, what we're gonna do, they will come and they will create their design. We'll give them some elements or measurements or something to work around. Then we will help them make the design, what we call it, doable in the jewelry. Sometimes you draw something and you can't actually come out with an item.
That's the biggest drawback of starting as a fresh designer, where you have imaginations to create Phoenix, but when you actually start creating that article, you might end up not liking it.
Yeah, so you guide them how to transfer or maybe translate is better, their designs into a solid piece. So I'll have a designer sitting with them, guiding them with their lines. We go step by step from doing their own wax, molding their own gold, putting their own stones, doing all this step. And instead of focusing the original, when they do these courses, most of the focus is, the categories of diamond or the categories of pearls or the categories. They actually want to work with their hand as well as me. Mm-hmm. Like I'm reaching the stage that I want to work with my hand.
As much as you want to support this initiative, will it be a new movement for designers in UAE? It would be an honor for them to get guidance through you.
Yes, we actually opened for registration and we're going to start our courses from September.
What's the nature of this initiative? Is it more towards commercial or is it more towards learning?
It's more towards learning, but we will put some fees just to cover our expenses, like very basic fees. We are going to have different courses. So they would start with one course. The course is 5 days course. And then once they pass this, if they feel that they can be something more, or also from our vision, if we see that they have the patience to continue in this field, then this way they can move to the next more technical course.
All this while they learn, they will be able to get a job, or they can start their own brand, because it's a long process that we are talking about.
So this is the help from our side. So once they develop the piece with us, we're going to put it on our website and put it for sale. So this way also they know they can sell their pieces. So this is the excitement they are missing in the other academies. So they do designs, they get trained how to know about stones or pearls, or even how to mold the gold, but they don't reach to the final stage where the reward of selling, selling their own design.
It's a different kind of happiness altogether.
Yeah. If I want to do this academy, I cannot be a CEO. So this is in a family business.
So are you also planning to open a school?
It's under construction now.
Within Abu Dhabi?
Yes, Abu Dhabi, yeah. We can call it a small academy, and it's attached to the workshop. So all the students will get to see everything live, you can say.
Further to this beautiful initiative, I've seen one post on Instagram handle of UAE Bark, and it's trying to announce something. Could you tell us more about it?
Yes, it all started made in Emirates, and I think my team were not ready for my announcement. I think I announced it really quickly. I've been working on this, but everything has to go through license. And since I studied political science, I'm very careful with each business I'm doing has to have the proper licensing for it, business licensing. For example, for jewelry production, you need to have a license. For business trading, you need to have a license. For media creation, you have to have a license. So I've been working on this license, but I thought it's a perfect time to announce it in Made in Emirates. So immediately, in the same week, Ministry of Culture approached us, and they said, we want to take this initiative. And I said, how do you want to handle it? At the beginning, they said, okay, 4 days, 5 days in Abu Dhabi only. But we want it simple, to focus on the culture in the jewelry business, or mostly in the pearl business. So connecting our culture to jewelry. So it's a specific course, not as big as what I wanted to do.
And this is open for only Emiratis?
No. It's open for everyone. Registration is open, and it was announced by Ministry of Culture. And the interesting thing, it was starting to be just in Abu Dhabi. Then they decided to move it in all Emirates. So when we start, we're planning to start around September, I think. But the announcement and the student picking, because we also had a lot of registrations. So we actually need to filter, and we cannot have so many people. We can have.
Is there any selection criteria?
So there is no big criteria in it. So locals, non-locals, no age category. But the only thing, they have to have a bit of background in designing. It doesn't have to be jewelry, but the basic designing aspects, so that we can guide them deeper in it. So we have the program with the Ministry of Culture. Then we have the ongoing program that I'm having in my own academy.
So it's more of a brick and mortar structure, or it's a concept online? How exactly this will be formulated?
Registration is online, but working will be by hand. Actually, you have your hands have to get dirty. We
Beautiful.
Can say
that's what jewelry is.
Yeah.
And so people gonna learn in an academy, or how that looks like? How can you help me visualize it?
So they will learn the items from the beginning. So we have in our first program, we'll give them one aspect from the pearl. I don't want to say what it is. And we will show them how to carve, how to polish, how to clean. And then after that, they create their design around it. And then we start with the waxing step, and then the gold molding, until they reach the end of their aspect. So I was working with my team that I want everything, even the lock of the chains. They have to learn how to put the lock of the chain.
That's deep now.
Yeah.
And
So this criteria, if you're not willing to go dirty with your hand, I don't think you should register in this course.
And everything is happening under the same roof, learning, making, manufacturing.
Yeah. We are building a place. It's perfect for this.
And then you're also giving them platform to sell.
Yes. So we will pick the finish line and there will be a winner. So the winner gets to sell their item online.
And that's really beautiful. Wishing you all the best with this initiative.
Thank you.
Coming back to your concept of Hima, do you have any plans to work on length and breadth of the collection as much as it holds meaning and relatability with the people and their emotions? Do you have plans to work on it?
Yes. So we started with a very simple. At the beginning, we started with one size. Then I came one morning and I said, let's go smaller. So we went with the smaller one. Actually, both are very popular, the small and the big. I have some people, the older generation, they want even a bigger piece. So I'm creating few. But I think we can develop it into really big different methods, and maybe in the future also add some more colors, maybe add pearls to the item. But I wanted to take its time and to get full glory from this collection and these two mini colors, whether we can say, and then later on we see what happens. So right now we have the colors, but you can write anything you want in the item.
This has no limit for creativity. The shape is very international. It's representing a flower or a very, very jewelry-like shape. Beautiful part about this, it has a meaning, it has a shape, it's very much jewelry-like. At the same time, it attracts people with the emotions, not just by its look. Totally looking forward to extension of this collection. This question I wanted to know from you as Emirati yourself, someone who's representing and lived all your life in Gulf, how the consumer patterns have changed over a decade?
Not over a decade. If you ask me since I start officially working, it's been 5 years. 5 years ago and now, it's different. So this was my challenge when I was working in retail. In retail, you're exhausted with storing a lot of goods. But if I can tell you 50% of my clients are requesting customize.
They don't want to buy from the counter?
No, customize. The bridal is customized. The wedding rings are customized. Even the Quran method, I had few clients, they request, they see Ayatul Kursi. I said, no, I don't want Ayatul Kursi, I want something else. She would see Ayatul Kursi, but she would order something else.
And these requirements are influenced by family?
No, it's just a regular clients, yeah, different clients, different ages. It doesn't have to be. Or having the name of your child, if she's giving birth, she wants the name of her child. So it's very interesting how the business, I don't think it changed. Actually, I think it went back to the past, because in past days, all this used to be customized.
Yes.
If you're talking if we talk about the British kingdoms, or we talk about the Maharaja, or the old ancient jewelry, it was always specifically customized. And then when I talked about some memories of my grandfather, that my uncle was saying, because one of my uncles, youngest uncle, he used to sleep with my grandfather in the same room. And he told my grandfather, you were annoying me. The light was on all night. I couldn't sleep. So my grandfather had an order for a pearl necklace, a certain size and certain specification. And the sheikha who requested it, she wanted it for Eid. And Eid al-Fitr, normally we know the same night that it's going to be tomorrow. So they announced the Eid to be tomorrow. So she wants to wear it for Eid. He had to work all night, and then he prayed morning prayer and went and delivered to her the item, and she wore it for Eid. At the beginning we thought this is something new. No, this is something old coming back. So that's how people used to wear jewelry in the past, or pearls. It's all customized.
If may I ask, what is your personal style? I'm not talking about fashion. We all know that you're a big fashionista. You're carrying the regional identity so well that we all admire. As jewelry, what is your personal preference?
I don't like a lot of big bulky items. So the item has to be smooth, and if it's on the neck, it has to be laying down nicely. For rings, I like big, bulky rings sometimes, but for necklaces, I prefer what we call it more and less. So I prefer more in value, but less in size. So instead of having really huge necklace with small brushed diamonds, I prefer to have a line of good sized diamonds, or like 1 carat or a 2 carat. If I would wear like just a strand of pearl or a line of diamond, and that's
that
it.
would be your everyday jewelry.
Yes, yeah. That's what I enjoy. A stud of diamond, a stud of pearls. That's how I like. I don't like to, at some stage, young people wear fashion, the art of stacking. I don't do stacking. I think it's humiliating to the jewelry to stack them on top of each other. I don't think you should stack things.
This also shows, Madam Ghada, that you're so vigilant and keenly observe how trends and preferences are changing over the time. Do you have any comment for the jewelry trends 5 years from now, 10 years from now? That would be my final ask for this podcast.
Well, I think the trend is going back to classics. Everyone is going back to classic. In my days in Dubai Mall, I saw all the younger girls coming, gathering their money to buy a stud earring or to buy a line of pearl, which is honestly excited me, because these have more value than buying, rubbish chains or things that don't have a meaning. So it used to touch my heart, these young working girls, they come and they put their salary together just to make one item. And I had a soft heart to those young girls, also young boys, for buying for his wife or for his sister. So I used to make a deal with them that they can pay on monthly basis from their salary or something. It's maybe because I have 4 daughters and they all in the same situation, they work and they're so excited to buy something from their own salary. I used to love it, that instead of, wasting their money on things that don't mean a lot, like fashion items, they decide to add their money together and buy one meaningful piece, expensive piece. So this is part of my initiative, that I want to educate about what you should buy. If you're saving your money, what category of pearls you should buy, or if you're buying diamonds, what category you should go for. You don't go for the size, you go for the quality, you buy something with certificates.
And when we can expect this content to be out?
We already started with the content, and I think we will be very active from September. Things will be much more clear in September.
September is not too far. Totally looking forward to it. It was amazing having a word with you. Thank you so much for your time. All I could really admire throughout the podcast, your modesty and willfulness of sharing inside out. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Krishna.
I believe that was a really interesting conversation, and it was my first time having so much insights from an Emirati businesswoman and designers. She not only holds very prominent place in business of jewelry, she along with her family holds really great legacy of pearls in Gulf. I do hope that you like this podcast, and if you feel that's something that I have missed during this conversation, feel free to write in the comments and I will make sure to cover that whenever possible. Do you know that we distribute this podcast across 7 platforms? The details are in description. Do not forget to subscribe and follow our other channels. Do leave your feedback and let us know what you would love to listen next time. Until we meet again, thank you so much.